down there. We are on our way to Tatla Lake. We're actually going to the interior health at Tatla Lake. The continuation of the perineal tendon continues. The visit today is to get some paperwork done so that I can get some proper orthotics and or braces to help heal that tendon, as well as I'm a big fan of getting a yearly physical and investing in mind, body, and soul. 27 years of my 54 years have been in investing in mind, body, and soul, taking care, making that investment in my knowledge, in myself, so that I'm able to share that with you folks, as well as live a long, productive lifestyle. So I've got a clipboard full of facts from the CDC, the WHO, info from epidemiology in Canada, with the breakdown of the age demographics of the 20,000+ COVID deaths. The fact that the CDC reported 14,000+ cases of influenza middle of January last year, and middle of January this year, there was 23. So, I'm going to probably have to get a mask on, but I'm not going to wear one of their masks. I'm going to go full tilt boogie, the real safety mask. See you in Tatla. No worries. I just saw that if it's closed for lunch, and I thought, I'll try it.
Yeah. So do you have fever or chills? New or worsening cough?
No.
Stuffy runny nose?
No.
Sore throat, painful swallowing? Difficulty breathing or shortness of breath?
I'm sorry, no.
Nausea. Well, I'm happy you don't. Nausea or vomiting?
Not at all.
Diarrhea or muscle aches?
No.
Fatigue or headache?
No.
Loss of taste or smell?
No.
That's my favorite one because everybody's like, I wish I did. Have you been traveling anywhere lately?
Just on the Chilcotin.
Just out in the Chilcotin. Whereabouts?
From Triangle Forks to Tatla Lake.
Okay, that's it. Have you been in contact with anybody that's symptomatic?
No.
Or been diagnosed?
The symptomatic would be all the things you listed before?
All the things I just listed,
no.
Yeah.
Does Adele and her allergies count?
Does what?
Does Adele and her allergies count? Because unfortunately those allergies are somewhat similar to some of those symptoms.
No, she does not count for that. Because I know she has allergies.
I have scientific data.
Well, that's got nothing to do with me.
No.
I'm just doing my job, Buddha.
As am I, as a citizen journalist.
That's good. Now, it is interior health policy to ask our patients to mask before they come into the clinic. Is that okay with you?
I would prefer not to.
Okay, so then
I could put a different type of mask on, but it is rather extreme.
So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to ask you to wait in your truck until he's finished with his last patient, and then I'll motion you to come in, okay?
I do have all the paperwork that they're wanting for the ankle stuff, because that's what I was doing this a couple years ago to get some orthotics, and I'm full circle.
Full circle.
So just give all that stuff to Rob.
Yeah.
I'll be in my truck.
Give all that to Rob, and I'll give you a wave when it's time to come in, okay?
No worries, I'll keep my eyeballs open.
Thanks, Buddha.
Thank you. Showtime. How's it going, Rob? Pretty good.
Did they ask you the questions about coughs, cold, fevers, all that?
Leanne gave me the rundown.
Sure. Good. Coming in.
Thank you very much.
No point in reinventing the wheel.
No. You'd probably mess it up anyways.
I saw Dr. Madison on your referral, and he gave me a CT scan, like you said, and then he actually called and wanted to have a conversation with me. And when he did that, he literally read off 4 or 5 different issues with the peroneal tendon, the sheath, the inflammation, the erosion of the bone. And when he was done, you know what he did? He goes, oh, wow. He saw it and he's like, this, this. He's like, wow. So you really did a number on that. And then he wanted me to go to see a podiatrist. So I've gotten the podiatrist's evaluation.
So you did see that?
Yes.
Wait, can you read it?
Yes. This was the patient report that she gave me. This is for you.
Doesn't say me much.
This is the insurance report, which is very similar to the patient report. And I do believe that one of these two should get forwarded to the ministry for my orthotics and the braces and all the things that are recommended.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking. Well,
Okay, so let's just start everything. Yeah, you've got chronic tendonitis and long-standing inflammation.
oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that I brought today was shared with me from some folks I know that work in a lab down in Cali. I brought a copy for you, so you can have a copy. But there's 4 research papers out there that talk about the genomic extracts of COVID-19, and those 4 papers discuss that they were never successful in isolating and purifying the samples. And all the papers written on COVID-19 describe small bits of RNA, which I think were, like between 37 and 40 base pairs long. And from my research, it says that does not quantify as a virus. A viral genome is typically 30,000 to 40,000 base pairs. So here they are testing for something with, where's that other piece of paper here? This down pertaining to the spin cycles. And I mentioned this last year, how the inventor of the PCR test had said basically you can spin it up with excessive cycling and produce false positives and literally find anything you want. SARS-CoV-2, the PCR test for that is based on 4 genomes. The first one is RNA-polymerase, the second one is an S gene, the third one is an E gene, and the fourth one is an N gene. And the first 2 of those are found in dozens of our human chromosomes, and the last 2 are actually found in different microbes. So the tests are based on something that's already actually in our bodies for the most part, as indicated by the original inventor, Kerry Mullins, and last year that was quantified as being fake news. And just in the last couple of weeks, the WHO has changed their cycling rate and saying that it does produce false positives and you shouldn't go above like 25 cycles. In BC, we're doing 40, and I think Ontario is at least 45, if not more. But the other test is the antigen test, and even the WHO discourages the use of that because it's got like 63% more false positives than the overspun PCR. The other thing is this is again WHO data, 94% of the people who died of COVID have comorbidity factors, and a majority of that number, that 94%, have several comorbidities. So you have people with diabetes, obesity, heart conditions, several serious health issues, and then they get the flu, or they get the virus. Lynette Bremer is a 30-year, she's worked for 30 years in the prevention of domestic influenza surveillance team for the CDC, and her numbers are both taken from January of 2020 in the second week and January 2021 second week. So last year, 14,657 positive tests for influenza A, and this year only 23 people tested positive. And again, when we look at the samples from the lab, over 1,500 supposed positive samples, there's no COVID. What they're finding is mostly influenza A and B. They actually asked the CDC for viable samples, and they said they could not provide them. So, also in Canada, this is from healthinfobase.canada.ca, the epidemiological summary for COVID-19 cases. As this was downloaded today, on the 4th, before I came, the data is from the January 29th. So since the pandemic started, these are the statistics. From the age of 0 to 19 years of age, 4 people in Canada have died. So in a country of almost 37 million people, 0.0% for that demographic. The next one is 20 to 29, 26 people have died, 0.1%, 30 to 39, 55 people died, 0.3%, 40 to 49, 132 people have died, 0.7%. 50 to 59, which is my age demographic, obviously, 476 people in a country of almost 37 million, 2.4%. 60 to 69 age bracket jumps up a bit, 1,442 people. You know, none of these deaths are you know, I'm not championing the fact that people have died or anything like that, but the simple matter of the fact is, you know, X amount of people would die from the flu and from the cold, and certain age demographics that's put forth by the other WHO data talking about comorbidities shows that this is what's going on. So 70 to 79 age bracket, 3,629 people, which is 18.7%. And then the 80 plus is the most significant age bracket. Most of those folks obviously were in long-term care facilities. I won't go into that. But 13,667, which is 70% of the 20+ thousand people that died in a year. So I just, you know, I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass or try to change your opinion or anything. It's just, this is factual data. I come to have this conversation with you because this is why I believe it's bullshit. And he came back to me wanting to know, why are they doing this? Why are they perpetuating this myth? And I said, basically because they want fucking top-down control. I talked about, look at the censorship that has gone on over the last year, the lack of freedom of speech. I talked about them wanting to get away from the cash. They've crushed businesses. They've fucking torn asunder the very fabric of society, literally, because we humans thrive on interaction. It takes a village to raise a child. I talked about the domestic violence, how people have been migrating to eating shitty food, the unhealthiness, the social interaction that they've been limiting. Don't go outside, don't do this. All these things would contribute to us being healthy, a healthy species. They're trying to stop. I talked about the Great Reset by the World Economic Forum. I talked about Agenda 2030. So I presented Dr. Rob with a myriad of factors that were based on information from the CDC, WHO, Canadian government. He appreciated that I was coming and presenting facts in a knowledgeable fashion. We had a good interaction. Oh, I opened this up and it's so stinky. It's a cookies cross. All right. I also talked to Rob and said what we need collectively across the board with all nations, all society is more compassion, more kindness, more understanding. He acknowledged that there's certain things that have been done by health issues, by governments that have exacerbated the situation. So kudos. You saw the interaction I had with Leanne at the beginning. I've got nothing against these folks. Again, they're just trying to do their job, and I'm just trying to do my job. I just want folks to think. I'm not trying to get you to think like me. I just want you to think.